Morning guys, welcome back to our off-grid homestead here in North Idaho. We are connecting the house to the garage.
Hi guys.
This is what we got done yesterday. We got the footer poured going across here. You know what is really amazing? We didn't even plan this. It just turned out that way. The footer on the house is almost the exact same depth as the garage. There was like a 1-inch difference. I'll show you that when we get over here and do the front one today. We got this piece of equipment here. This is a Yanmar 6,000 pound. It's a VIO 25.
And check this out, guys. We are getting ready for the winter. I know that sounds crazy, but we have to plan our firewood.
Norm and Kim cut all of this firewood right here. If you missed them in the last video, guys, Norm and Kim are RVers, they're YouTubers. Mountain Beaches is the name of their channel. Well, they're here staying with us for a few days, helping out around the homestead as they are traveling around the country doing all of their cool RVing stuff. I will link to their channel down in the description below so you can go ahead and check it out. And if you go over there and you watch one of their videos, make sure to say Martin Johnson Off-Grid Living sent me.
How do you keep on going when everything you know is falling to pieces? How do you keep on rolling with the punches without something to believe in? Oh, I don't know, but I know it's worth the waiting. I'm learning the hard way.
All right, so we got it down pretty good. Jules is gonna go ahead and cut our boards here, 135.5.
Well, it looks like in some places we have actually dug down a little bit too deep. So this side for this footer is actually going to take a little bit more concrete than we had planned on.
We're transferring the line all the way down the wall so we can know exactly where to put our forms for our footers. So this is the outside of the stem wall right here. So we'll measure 5 inches over this way and then 10.5 inches over this way. And that'll be the outsides of the footer.
This little square has been with us since the beginning of our build.
And it keeps getting smaller and smaller, but it works perfect for this.
All right, we're gonna set our form boards in on the lines that we just made and see if it's level.
Mosquitoes.
Gotta be like Tux and just bite them. That is perfect.
The board's got a twist in it, but it's just how it's gonna have to be.
We've got some holes in our form boards, so we're gonna use this duct tape to cover them up so that the concrete doesn't flow through and make it really hard to get the forms off.
Something lame, guys. I forgot to dig the trench 4 feet down for the water to come into here. This is where the main water line from the well is gonna come into the house, and we need it going right across the footer here. So we gotta take this back out and dig that thing.
But it looks beautiful.
All right, so I think we're fixing our mistake here. We've got it trenched all the way over here. We're gonna use this 3-inch piece of pipe here as like a conduit for the water line to run through. That will be a project here coming up really soon while we have the excavator. Sometime in this week, we're gonna trench all the way over there to the well. But first, I wanna get this footer in while we've got the excavator here. We're at about 2 feet deep here, and then we come through the stem wall, and then it's gonna drop down to 4 feet all the way out, going out that way. Why only 2 feet here? Well, because it goes into the crawl space, and we're gonna backfill here as it comes out, just like we backfilled here, so it slopes away from the house, right? So we'll be at 4 feet right when we come out from underneath that footer, and then we'll be into the crawl space. 2 feet will be plenty right there coming in. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. Let's get this thing buried, get it compacted, and then we can get to setting our footer forms back in there.
Sunshine, sunshine.
right, check it out. This is what we got. We've got our footer, rebar drilled, tied in, tied together, comes across right here. Then we've got our hole where our water line is going to come in, and that pipe is just underneath the surface of the dirt right down there and right over there as well. Water line can come in through underneath the footer, come right up into there. This right here is what it looks like right now. Got to wait for Jules to come back. She had an appointment in town. When she gets back, we'll pour that concrete. But in the meantime, I think I'm just going to start trenching while I got time. All right, so we're cruising on over here to the well, and we'll start over here on this end because, well, you got to start at some end. This end's as good as end as any.
Every day is a new beginning. Every day is a gift you hold up high. Everyone has a weight to carry. Everyone has a soul, so let it shine. Don't worry about the clouds.
It is concrete pouring time. Time to mix up some concrete. Get this form filled. We got the whole family working on it. I need to go get into my position.
Sunshine, sunshine. Give me them good times, good times. Nothing but good vibes, good vibes. Give me that sunshine, sunshine. Bring on the summertime. Bring on the summertime. I will scream from the highest mountain.
So the pour went really well. Seth and Sarah and Jules and I got it all done, but we did have to add some supports for the rebar to keep it up because it just kept wanting to fall over this time. Not exactly sure why. I think maybe we had the concrete a little thinner than we did the first time, but it's beautiful. I forgot another reason why we probably had to put supports for these guys is because Norm and Kim weren't here. We were down 2 people today.
Something about the wonderful way the sun is coming up today.
Check it out. 4 feet deep all the way to there. Let me show you how much more we've got to go here. We're right here. We've got to go to right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11 more yards, 33 more feet. Today is Wednesday. You know what Wednesday is? Wednesday is Bible study night at the Sandpoint Church of Christ. If you were ever in the area, you are always welcome to come. Good morning, guys. Today we are continuing to dig this big trench right here. And unfortunately, I wasn't too bright when I piled up this dirt here. So we're gonna have to move that pile. It's coming from the excavator through this big pile right to here. There'll be a frost-free hydrant right here. It's gonna go under here and into the crawl space. So we're connecting these two together with a hallway. There'll be a laundry room, a big bathroom. It's gonna come up right here, whoosh, into the utility closet, which is going to hold the well pressure tank. Eventually, it'll go in there. And then we got some other cool stuff coming up today. So let's jump on the excavator, get that pile moved, and get that trench dug.
Something about the wonderful way the sun is coming up today. It's saying everything's alright. I can't believe the way I'm feeling. It's like I'm floating up and dreaming.
All right, that'll do for now. We just built this back up a little bit right here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Continue trenching here. Get that over there. We can get the water in. I know that we're not going to be able to do this stem wall until we get the water line in and it backfilled. But you know what? That's okay. What we need is we need to utilize the excavator while we've got it. These things are not cheap, man. It's like, it's just over $1,000 for a week to rent this guy. If you rent it for 4 days, it's the same as renting it for an entire week, price-wise. You get a week discount. So we rented it for the week, try to utilize it for this week, get everything trenched that we want to trench, hopefully, within reason. And then we can do the water line and stem wall and get it all connected.
Oh, I know I can say it's a really good day to be alive. Can't help flying away. It's a really good day to be alive.
Here's a tip. Plan You're trenching before you start, man. We've got a problem. First of all, because I didn't like paint a line where I wanted to go, this got bent here, which isn't a big deal as far as trenching goes, but it is gonna cost an extra foot or two of pipe and wiring to get to the well. And then right here, I forgot about the porch, man. The porch is gonna come out 8 feet. There's gonna be footers for the porch, which means we gotta make enough space there so we can put the pipe in. And then the electrical goes above the pipe, right? 18 inches or so down, which will be right in the way of the footer. Because right here is 8 feet away from the house. From here to here is 8 feet exactly. This is what I should have done. I should have put a string or a tape or something and gone from here up to where it needed to go. And then from there, a straight line, straight over to the well. So don't make the same mistake I made, which also means I think we're gonna have to take out this tree. It's a beautiful larch, but the limbs are gonna be over the porch, hanging over it. It does make some nice shade. I think I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. Think about it for a minute. I'm gonna have to fill in part of this trench. I think I got it figured out now. We're gonna bring this trench out all the way to right about here, right here. Then we're gonna take it and we're gonna shoot it straight this way, right past that tree right there, cut that corner off and connect it right there. Which means we're gonna have to fill this in all the way up there to the tripod, basically. Fill that back in and then cut right across here. Kind of lame. Good, probably 3 hours of extra work, but it'll be better in the end. Plan ahead, guys, plan ahead.
When it all comes tumbling down, I wanna know that you'll still be around. You know they say I had my first breakdown.
We're gonna give this whole pressure canning thing a try today. Hopefully I don't blow anything up. What do you guys think? How confident are you in my abilities? All right, I've got all 4 quarts inside the canner here. I really wanted to do this outside, but my stove is not working, so this is definitely not ideal. I wanted to do it outside because of the heat for one, but also just for the safety reasons. I'm a little nervous.
Okay. We got the tree out of the way. Here's the giant root ball branches. It did fall right on the concrete. I don't know, man. I really tried to push it away from the concrete, but it just kind of went right on it. That's the way that goes. But we are ready, I think, to start trenching. And this is the line we're gonna follow. These tracks right here. 10-foot mark. We're gonna be 10 feet away from the house right there. So we should have no trouble putting down for the posts for the porch. Right here's the 8-foot mark. There's where the trench is gonna be. So when the posts come down, perfect. All right, let's start trenching again.
You've been with me all along, always on my side. You've never gone. You've been with me all along, and you've been holding on for so long. When others would be gone, you stayed with me all along. You've been with me when I laugh or cry. Anywhere I stood, you were standing by.
Making some pretty good progress here, guys. We just got right about here to there to go. Not too much further, but man, it is time for a lunch break. Jules has cooked us up some delicious food. I'll show you what we've got going on here. Ooh, man, look at that. This is called sweet and sour pulled pork over rice. So it's kind of like a Southern / Chinese combination food here.
Yeah, it even has pineapple in it. Green beans, green chili peppers, red bell peppers, pulled pork.
How long did that take you to make?
Oh, maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes. If you guys are looking for a super fast, delicious lunch or dinner that you can prepare for yourself or your family, Jules is gonna put a link to the recipe down in the description of this video. You can check out the recipe to the sweet and sour pulled pork. Pulled pork what? What do you call it? With rice. Meal. I mean, is it like it's not chow mein, it's sweet and sour pulled pork over rice. Let's just call it that. Link down in the description. And also, before we start eating here, check out this bad boy. Jules is starting to do some whole meal canning. We're already up to 7 pounds, waiting to get to 15.
I checked our elevation, we're in about 2,200, so that's why we're using 15 pounds of pressure here. So I'm a little nervous. I haven't actually started counting because it's not up to pressure.
If these guys turn out good, of course we'll be sharing recipes and things like that with you in future videos, but we've got to see how it comes out first. What do you think? What's your percentage of it's gonna come out awesome?
I think it's a very high percentage. I have high hopes.
That's awesome. We'll find out. I think it's gonna be good.
Laugh or cry, anywhere I stood, you were standing by. With me when I'm fine, with me when I'm not, with me when I'm giving everything I got. With me all along, not a cameo. Every scene, every episode, in every video.
$38+ each. These are 2x10 by 12s. They're going to be used for our stem wall and also our floor joists. So we're going through, we're trying to pick out the best ones at that price. So we're looking for cracks to go all the way through the board. Reject ones with a lot of knots. Try to reject some of those. And bows or crowns, right, that are really bad. So we had to get some cracks, we had to get some bows, but overall we were able to pick out and get some pretty good ones.
Our process is kind of like we go through it at one time and we're like, no, that one's terrible, but we'll set it aside. And then we're like, at the end, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
We can use it.
Drill bits for drilling those Tapcon screws. We'll show you how we're going to do our forms later. Look, you could go with the Tapcon brand or you could go with Milwaukee. Milwaukee's about $1 cheaper. I don't know, man. Which one would you guys choose? Would you go with the Tapcon brand or would you go with Milwaukee? But check this one out, man. This is even a different one. Milwaukee, it's four cutters on it and it's $1.50 cheaper.
I think that after having built so many projects, I've come to appreciate good quality wood.
Yeah.
Like, I used to not think it was a big deal or even need to be selective, but now we're pretty picky.
True. Try to be as picky as we can.
Yeah.
Standing out in every crowd, and we're still here now. You've been with me all along, long, long, long.